Yeah, people always tell me to keep on smiling. Usually, a lot of people, when they first meet me, they think I'm some serious person until I open my mouth. Um, and I guess that's one thing that sets some Eastern Europeans apart is they have a pretty monotone, or like not monotone, but like a stark gaze, you know. And it doesn't mean they're having a bad day; it's just their natural um, gaze, or whatever you want to call it. And my dad got the same advice when he came to the States. They told me you have a very sharp gaze, so you could offend people over here, so you might want to work on that. And yeah, so I guess I just got to keep on smiling and letting people know that I'm not pissed at the world or something like that. Like during the Easter holiday, like they celebrate Easter Sunday, but then they have a second day of Easter, so the Monday after Easter, all the guys dress up and they go with like perfume to their friends' houses where there are girls there, and they'll like recite a poem and spray them with the perfume, and in exchange they get, you know, like pastries, eggs, whatever, stuff like that. So I never did any of that because I grew up in California, but I've learned about it going back to visit the family and things like that. So that's a big difference. I like to drink beer, so there's a lot of craft beer over there. Of course, there's a lot of craft beer here now. But yeah, nothing too different. They like to camp out and grill and stuff, but so do we. So nothing too different, really, I guess. Well, I used to go fishing with my dad in California. We'd go a couple times. I liked it, but I didn't like it to the degree I like it now. My brother-in-law got into it, and I researched some things about it. And when I lived in Williamsburg, there was a pond next to our house, so I got to go down there. And I invited him over and his wife, and we just went fishing. And then I was just hooked ever since. So I'd always go down there when I had free time, and then we'd go to a bigger lake about 30 minutes away in the area. We got to rent a boat, huge lake, got to try a bunch of different spots, and that just drove it even further. So currently I'm looking for a spot like that around here. So yeah. So I do a lot of bass fishing. I've done some catfishing as well. If I want to be lazy, I'll catfish. I just basically cast it out, just wait for the fish to bite. If I want to do more than just, cast it out once and wait, I'll go bass fishing. There's a bunch of different baits and lures you can use and different techniques, different areas around the lake to fish, so we can really change things up. There's a lot of variety, so it doesn't get boring. So whatever I'm in the mood for. Right, so my family's from the Hungarian part of Romania, so we speak Hungarian. My father moved to the States when I was a year and a half, and when I was 3 years old, my mother and I followed him. We lived in California, grew up there, K through 12. Then I went to Hungary for university. So I did dental school, did a residency, came back to the States, did 2 years at Penn, and then I worked in Williamsburg for a time, about 3 years, and then ended up here. I met my wife in Hungary while I was doing my residency, and she was an Army brat, so she moved all over, but her father retired from the military in Virginia, and after we started dating, she invited me over to her family's house for the holidays, and I just fell in love with the area, so I wanted to make Virginia my home, and I've been happy ever since. Right, so I went back to Romania quite a lot because I had family there at the time, so I enjoyed that a lot. I did get to go to Prague and Vienna and Heidelberg, Germany. I think that's about all the traveling I did. I'd really love to go back to the UK, Ireland, Scotland, Italy. My wife used to live in Italy because her dad was stationed there. So yeah, I got to visit some places. I don't really like traveling, but my wife does, so I'm going to end up traveling. So the thing I enjoy the most is the people, from the front desk to the hygienist, the assistants, everybody. Everybody's always warm and welcoming. They're always positive, and they just do their job right to a T. So it helps things move very smoothly. It feels really good that I can ask someone to do it and I can trust them to do it, and they do it. And it's just the people that make the experience so great. So it's hard to believe how good it is sometimes. Yeah. So I'm very pleased and happy here. So I really started getting more involved with that after Kara, who's now my wife, started doing that as well. She didn't speak the language, so I would translate for her. And there were 2 towns, about an hour away, each about an hour away from where we lived. And a friend of hers who was in the military with her father started this nonprofit there. And it was basically spending time with these kids, teaching them English, playing sports, doing crafts, all sorts of things, just investing in them and being involved in their lives. So about once a week we'd go to one of the orphanages and we would just either play soccer, teach English, do a Bible study or something like that. And they really liked it when we came, so we tried to make it a regular thing. In fact, some of our friends are still there doing that kind of work, and one of the kids there, I think we left Hungary in 2013. He still remembered me. So it was just great investing in them, spending time with them. A lot of them aren't truly orphans, so they have parents. It's just the parents can't afford to take care of them, so they bring them to the orphanage, quote unquote. It's a pretty rough life. They don't teach them a lot of life skills, so and after a certain age they have to leave if they're not in school or something like that. So we try to invest in them as much as we can, even being thousands of miles away. I like doing a lot of endo. It's like open heart surgery on a tooth, I guess. When we first started doing endo, when I was a dental student in Europe, I had a lot of success with it. And we didn't use any rotary or anything like that. We just used hand files. And I liked it. There was a organized sequence of steps to get it done. Basically, if you followed them, did them right, you had success. So I enjoyed that, and now with the rotary and all these cool tools we get to use, I enjoy it. It's fun. I'd like to learn a lot more about full mouth treatment or full mouth reconstruction. It's something I've always been intrigued about, how to get someone who needs that and get them to a place where they can function and the aesthetics are good, and it's like a 180. So I'd really love to learn more about that.